Better go and fetch your uncle then, eh?
The little uns have been up to their old tricks.
It's just one thing after another around here.
Well, fuck me. Never thought I'd see the dear Lord Byron Rosfield of the Seven High Houses, kid.
Ah, my dear nephew. How I've missed you.
How did you find this place, Uncle?
Through the good offices of young Sir Wade. He really is the most helpful fellow. As are you, I hear. The Guardians and those they freed tell the most outlandish tales of your heroics in Rosalith. Which is why I came, to learn the full truth of the matter. Sort the fact from the fiction, so to speak.
You were working with the Guardians of the Flame to evacuate the people of Rosalith to Port Isolde.
I was, aye.
Then I have questions for you. Please, come inside, Uncle.
Gladly. You there? There are 2,000 gold talents in those chests. See that they're added to my nephew's coffers, would you?
2,000?
And I'm afraid that is all I know.
A fleet sailing south past Port Isolde. Most intriguing.
Forgive me for not being able to tell you more. I hadn't the faintest idea Kupka withdrew wounded from Rosalith. Still less that my own nephew dealt the decisive blow.
What do you think, Vivian?
I think, with this news of the Dalmekian fleet and recent reports of the Royalists' movements, that the final piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Come here and I'll show you. It is known that Kupka's forces entered Rosaria via its unguarded coast. So can the same be said of your visitors from Waloed? Certainly, her Royal Navy is famed for the efficiency with which it bears her knights from one battlefield to the next. And in the Einherjar, or Black Galleon, she boasts a vessel nigh as swift and every bit as feared as the kingdom's legendary cavalry. A fitting flagship for a land apart, her naval presence being crucial to her ambitions beyond Ash. Yes, it seems safe to assume that the Royalists did indeed enter Rosaria from the sea. So then, had you a vested interest in Titan's survival, whither would you take him? Why, home to Drake's Fang, a place rich enough in ether to conjure the magics needed to mend his hurts. But would that not entail an arduous voyage around the southern cape? Let us say that the Royalists did put ashore with a mind to spirit Kupka away from under your very nose. Could that truly have been their plan for him? To load him aboard one of the ships flying Republican colors sighted off the coast near Port Isolde. To spend weeks at sea, being tossed hither and yon by unforgiving waves, his life hanging in the balance. No. The journey would mean Titan's death, and Kupka's faithful creatures would not allow it. So what then was the plan of our Waluda friends? Reports suggest they made not for the coast, but for the desert. And by cutting through the Velcroy, a party traveling light would have Titan back in his bed days before a galley could lurch into port. To wit, it was the Royalists, not the Republicans, who effected Hugo Kupka's safe retreat. I would stake your life on it.
So it was the Waluders who spirited the wretch away. Now I think about it, there was something a little strange about the ships I saw. The men seemed almost crestfallen, as if in mourning, as if they believed, or were made to believe, that their master was dead.
You have a keen mind, Lord Rosfield. And you have your answer. To find Kupka, you have merely to follow the Royalist trail across the Velcroy. It may well have gone cold by now, but as they say in the Republic, all roads lead to Drake's Fang.
Allow me to accompany you part of the way. As luck would have it, I had intended to journey Canberward on business after visiting you here. The Fang would be but a short detour.
I'd be glad of the company. Give me a moment to make ready. I need to tell my friends what we've learned. And where we're going.
Very well, but be quick about it, my boy. Time waits for no man.
Mid's finished outfitting her little works.
Otto. Kupka's at Drake.
You're not going in there?
Don't worry. I'm not going there to I won't risk any more than I have to.
The Lancer and the Fang are all Kupka's put. You have any trouble on the way, you ask for
Who is she?
an old associate of Sid's. And only Sid's. We've heard nothing from her since he died.
Thanks.
So, what about your uncle?
Don't look so worried.
Thank fuck for...
Gav, Otto.
You can count.
What's wrong, Gav?
It's this gold.
My uncle isn't easily refused. Especially where dispersing his wealth is concerned.
But 2,000 talents. I don't even know how much that is in Gil.
It's the price of a quayside mansion in the Crystalline Dominion. He sold one to fund our endeavor. He was hoping to part with it anyway. What with war. And, luckily for him, a Sambraquan noble was willing to pay over the odds for a foothold in the Holy Emperor's neighborhood.
But still, 2,000... I mean, is it not...
It's normal for my uncle.
Fuck me. Oh, the...
Well, now that we got... Do you think it'd be all right if I splashed out on a few bottles of...
Here, leave some for the rest. If he's filling his cellar, I'm filling our larder.
I'll leave you to decide how.
I heard they call Rosina the Desert Hare on account of how little escapes her ears. That and her habit of bolting at the first sign of danger.
All right, Uncle.
We shall.
Come on. The river was easy enough to find. Now for those herbs. This is the only plant around here with blue flowers. I hope it's the right one. Should be enough to keep the infirmary stocked for a while.
I hope you didn't have to.
Only the... You'll do fine.
Thank you. The brand is more than just ink on flesh. It's a death sentence. Milk of the wyvern. One ill-conceived incision. A single slip. And even success means tremendous pain. I became a visitor to help people, not to...
Cursebreakers lead hard lives. They toil in the shadows, risking life, and yet we have no shortage of volunteers. The day I decided that I would take Sid's name was the same day.
I remember what little medicine Talia managed to sell. She begged that your operation be delayed until a new supply of antalgics was... Procedure was even more dangerous back then. Only a few souls, those who were no longer with us. It wasn't something to be done.
No. He always led from the front and never asked anyone to take a risk for his, even if he knew that it might cost.
Hold still!
I knew there'd be pain. That I might not survive. And I would never be able...
I didn't know.
We all want our brands removed. But it's a Rodriguez, I know your work isn't easy. But neither is going...
It's natural for a patient to thank you for helping.
Slavers don't even bother with Northreach now that all the highborn have fled south.
Fly, Ambrosia! You deserve a rest. Cole.
Just about.
Doris sent me to find you.
I sent a runner to the Daemon, no?
Well, I'm here.
Only some. I want to help them, Sid.
You made the... You have duties to attend to.
All right. And please, hurry.
I won't.
Thank you.
Don't think... Let's go. They're trying to get into the carriage. Well done, Tom.
Who are you?
A friend. But why didn't you flee with the others? If the...
Why should we run? One miserable...
Perhaps. Freedom, safety. The life you've been denied.
Sid, you weren't too late.
This man risked his life to...
Fine. Do with...
What we'll do with you is to...
You can leave the rest to us, Sid. We'll get everyone back to...
Thank you.
Sid, welcome back. If I'd just waited a little longer, I might have been able to deal with things myself. Or maybe I wouldn't.
Cole and the others got home safely. You made exactly the right decision.
No, I was lucky. I've been tracking that slaver for months, and then I sent Cole and you after them woefully unprepared. What kind of leader sends people into danger without considering all the risks? I should have urged greater caution, told Cole to be wary, to pull back at the first sign of trouble.
We swore the same oath as you, Doris.
It's good to see you safe and well, Cole. I'm sorry.
With all due respect, we Cursebreakers don't risk our lives because you commanded of us. We risk them because we believe in our cause. No one with doubts ever joins our ranks.
We all know how much...
Cole, I never doubted your courage. Thank you. I sometimes wonder if I might prefer to risk death alongside, but I'm a Cursebreaker. I swore an oath too. I have a role to play, and I must...
You will.
I was a young man when last I walked this path. There's an old trading post not far from here. The road to Drake's Fang leads through it.
The trading post it is. Run like the wind.
Our destination lies over that dune, beyond the ruins. Mark 'em well, Clive. It's all too easy to lose one's bearings in the sands. Many years ago, when you were just a boy, you and I rode this way together, accompanying your father on a scouting expedition to Drake's Fang.
He let me come with you.
I'm not surprised you don't remember. It was just before Joshua was born. You were so eager to be there when your brother arrived that you whipped your chocobo too hard on the journey home and fell from the saddle. I shall never forget how Elwyn fussed over you as you sat in the sand, bawling like a babe.
Who do you think those soldiers were in the inn?
So, Lord Cook has finally made his move?
Yes. I expect that's why there's so many soldiers in town.
to deal with any Imperial reprisals.
Ah, there she is. The good old Dalamil Inn. Do you know, this heat has given me quite a thirst. Quick drink before we press on?
Look, there. Those are Ashen steeds. No doubt about it.
And such a long ride from Stone here. Our Waluda friends must be soothing their saddle sores in the inn. Shall we join them? Run along and play now, Torgal. Dogs aren't allowed inside.
Good day to you. Eating?
Sorry about my pal. He only talks when his mouth's full. What do you recommend?
Well, if you're after something light, we do a fine chocobo soup with lentils and honey.
2 bowls of that, then. An ale.
Right you are.
Hey, girl!
Coming!
Your pal? Would you rather be my squire?
Your Grace, it is plain you are not yet well enough to travel. If you would only let me take you to someone who can better attend to your ills.
No, we must press on. Prince Dion has returned to his camp and will soon depart for the front. I must speak with him at all costs. Miss this chance and I may never get another. You do understand that?
Yes, Your Grace. But you must at least agree to take your medicine. I'll fetch you some water.
Keep watch, they tell us. But all I see is sand.
I hear they got our guest back to the Fang without any trouble. We'll be leaving soon enough.
Why the Lord Commander dragged us all this way just to save that blockhead's skin, I'll never know. Dominant or not, he's a bloody idiot.
That'll be Kupka, then.
Well, let's get this down us. We've a long way to go.
Hey, you!
Uncle?
Sorry.
Can you walk, Your Grace?
What's wrong?
I fear trouble may be brewing downstairs.
You two are travelers, are you not? Me and my companions are strangers here. Perhaps you'd be good enough to accompany us a while. Help us find our way.
Sorry, lads, but we've got business in camera that can't wait.
Ah, I'm sure you could spare us an hour or two.
Come on.
Friend.
I'm afraid we don't have a moment to lose. Friend. Stay back, Uncle.
Gladly.
It's the outlaw! Take him!
Try it.
Bravo, my boy! Just like that!
So far from home.
For your trouble. Word of advice, miss. That soup could do with a touch more salt.
Now's our chance. Your Grace?
I'm fine.
Clive?
What is it now?
It's nothing. Let's go.
Where are you? Well, if we didn't know where to find Kupka before, we do now.
The Rawlers said it themselves. Their guest is in the Fang. We should press on before any more of their friends turn up.
This town is truly blessed. The bustling markets, the healing waters.
Ah, they've closed the road. And it's the only way from here. It would seem Lord Kupka is not accepting
We have to get...
not by force.
By guile, then. Perhaps the desert...
Rosina... But how will we find...
And that she was... Sid's other collaborators have all been people of means. I'll wager this Rosina...
That would certainly help to...
And that's exact...
Looks like we won't be getting back to Drake's Fang anytime soon.
Anything I can interest you in? Fare you well.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake.
What do you want?
I won't keep you long. A woman by the name of Rosina...
Never heard of her.
One more question. If I wanted to find the richest trader in
Oh,
town...
that's easy. The Briar's Kiss. Don't find her finer. The owner's only a young sprig.
The Briar's Kiss you...
I doubt this young sprig is the person we're looking for. You said Sid's contact was likely to be an influence?
Anything I can
allow. My good man, we're seeking to expand our business in the region.
Well, we're best known for our baths, our markets, and our smithies. I suppose you could do worse than start...
Thank you. Oh, you wouldn't happen to know it?
No.
Well...
Mummy, I want to play with the crystal.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
Can I help you?
Yes, a long-standing pillar of your community.
Then you should ask further. He's been here for years. Try the bath.
Thank... Well, it sounds like we have our man.
Perhaps. Let's go and find out exactly what this Furder knows.
Sweet incense, wax candles.
Excuse me. Are you...
I am.
I hope so. Do you know Rosina Dalamil?
And what business do you...
She was a close friend of mine.
Very well. Go to the bordello. I'll arrange...
Do you think we can trust him?
Only as far as I think he trusts.
So you're the ones who've been sniffing.
I beg your pardon.
Don't play the fool. Stick your nose in our business and you're likely to lose it.
My thanks, Uncle. Who are you working for?
He wanted us... Though one could hardly call...
Lord Ferda?
Look what the cat dragged in.
You're skilled with a blade. A fitting talent for an out...
You know who I am. So what now?
That isn't my decision. Our work is done. Take him to meet his
Yes. To the Lock of Leisure, then.
To the Lock of Leisure.
Plates and pots! Bowls and basins!
Fresh bread, warm from the oven. Here, have a taste.
The most fragrant herbs and spices from the breadths of the twin...
Have pride of place in...
Is this the place?
Lubor's Forge. The Briar's Kiss.
Ah, so it was the... So much for Rosina Dalamil being a woman of
It was an easy mistake to make, Uncle. After all, it must have been... Sorry. Whoever this Lubor truly is.
See that he gets it. Lubor, Lord Ferda told me to bring them to you.
My boys tell me you're in need of assistance. Sid II?
I won't waste your time. I need passage through the south gate.
Tell me, what do you think is a merchant's most important commodity? Why, trust. Everyone knows that. Without it, you have nothing. And nothing is exactly what you have. And so, for you, I, too, have nothing. I'm not in the business of helping every lost puppy that wanders in off the street. I'm a busy man, as you can see.
Let's leave this mummer to his farce.
By all means. Find someone else to help you on your way. Just be sure to tell them you're not the two travelers from the inn the guards are looking for. Don't want them jumping to conclusions, do we?
Why, you...
So, what do we need to do? to earn your trust.
I like this one. Willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Ha! Men like you have a special place in my heart. Why, you ask? Because they get me what I want. Always.
Fine. So what do you want?
Don't tell me you're going to listen to this swaggering scruff!
We might as well hear him out. It's only natural that an ally of Sid's was... Assuming he is an ally, of course.
And yet even then I had more good sense than a man. But enough. I want you to put an end to the trouble in Dalamil. Return to me when you have done so, and you shall have my aid.
What trouble?
Manners, Greybeard. One catches more damselflies.
Watched.
My apologies. Follow the crystals. Oh, but that was 3.
Ha! It will be easy. Let us divide our forces.
I thought we were the only ones causing trouble in Dalamil. Excuse me.
You've heard, then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market, either.
Do you have a moment?
Depends what for.
Just a question. Dalamil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so?
A word of advice, traveller. You see pots like this around town, you leave them alone. Unlike where you come from, fresh water's in short supply around these parts. We store what little rainwater we get in these pots for, well, not a rainy day, but you know what I mean.
Why is the tavern shut?
A deposit? For what?
Night meat and dark, fresh from the grill. You wouldn't believe how much he gave me.
Well, I hope you gave as good as you got.
What can I do for you, soldier? Need that sort?
I'm not...
Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men...
You have...
Don't be stupid. I just don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than some... No, just leave.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at the inn by now.
It's you. The one. What do you want?
I'm looking for my pal.
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs.
Thank you.
Let me treat you. I'm pretty flush these days.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason.
All right. But not here.
What are you doing? Care to explain where you're...
Bait, my boy. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I had no luck, of course, but my uncharacteristic indiscretion. They took me aside and said they...
So the pearl was...
I thought they'd asked for more. A second-rate specimen like that, a small price to pay for it. But enough about my little act of...
That the supply of crystals has dried up of late. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private... I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for...
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, and put an end to the trouble, Lubos.
Ha! It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon... I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
I need a drink.
Fucking men of the wrong. Anytime they pull their snouts under Kupka's trough is what they want to know.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages downstream before the canyon. Lost.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake!
The gate is closed by order of Lord Kupka.